All right, part two. Yeah, I had to remind myself how simple this actually is because I was thinking it was more complicated, but it's actually really simple to actually start your damn audio to play. So let me get my face out of the way here. And if I look at, if I remember my sound source act one scene one, it's just really that it's the Fmod Studio Event Emitter trigger enter on the player. This will kick everything off. Uh, yeah, for me, sometimes the fact that Unity does so many wonderful things for me, I forget. I think that it's more complicated than it is. Uh, Goal point narrative. I get to that final box. Let's jump over there in the scene. Up, hello. Why is it all black? There it is. Goal point narrative. Uh, so this could be another NPC or something. So it's a box. Uh, and in my goal point narrative over here, I got my NPC. Yeah, and I do have my trigger box collider, right? Edit box collider. There it is. I can see it. Nice, good box. Um, so once I finally get there, I can trigger the audio, which is on this object, this component. Box collider, studio event emitter. It's on trigger enter, right? It's trigger enter. I don't even need to write any code to get it to start. And the event, I got that, and the collision tag is, in this case, it will be player. All right, so when the player collides with that box, no code, zero, it will actually start the script. Now, Trigger Quest Dialog01 script is actually going to handle presenting the text in the GUI in sync with the audio. So we can ignore that at this moment in time. But now let's test, right? Trigger enter, collision tag player. So let's run. Let's run and run. Make sure it starts. So yeah, there's my ambient audio. Oh.
173 meters ago.
Right? Same problem.
Lightning, one rain.
Okay, great. Cut off arms and legs. Next. That's John's dialogue engine, which is not shutting down. Okay, so now I go here and I bump into my NPC, my guide bot, and it's going to guide me to the location I need to go next. Yeah, waiting for me. Yeah, thank you. Very polite guide bot. So I follow my guide bot. I get to the box. Audio.
Kevin.
Audio.
Kevin. I have a mission for you. Can you do it?
Great. So that worked. Excellent. So now I need to set up something in the GUI to actually show that dialogue. And what I'm going to do also here, it's in the canvas, right? And I actually kind of want to get rid of. I kind of want to get rid of that start dialogue button here because I don't need it anymore, right? And I can get rid of everything else. So let's just delete this. I don't need this. Delete. Log. And whoops, that was the text and the button, delete. Okay, that's another problem. So I want to put up some other text. Now, do I want to work with John's dialogue system? Maybe, but no, I don't think I do because this is a separate problem. And it's up to you to figure out how to integrate the two together if you need to integrate the two. I'm just going to put it up in some very simple GUI object. I don't want any complications. So I will add UI to the canvas, image, raw image button, scroll bar, input field. well, let's just put it in a panel first. So this is going to be the panel for this dialogue. Okay, and I'm going to do the super simple thing here, which is going here, hitting this, and going bottom center. And then what do? We do Alt, also set position, center, bottom center, center. All right, let's see what we got. You know, run it, because you just got to constantly test this stuff. Okay, there it is. So I don't want it visible just yet. So I will actually turn it off. Right? Okay. So run again. It's turned off. Okay, great. No panel. So I don't really want that to appear until, and now we're going to get into the code, right? Now we have to get into the code. So I'm going to go to my goal point narrative. Whoops. Here's my goal point narrative. Switch back into 3D. Thank you. And now I have my trigger quest dialog script. So I bump into there, the dialogue immediately starts. But I need to actually pop up my text window at this point. So here in the trigger quest dialog 1, I got nothing. On trigger, enter. I'm going to need to turn on my GUI object. So I need to get a reference to that GUI object up here at the top of the class. At the top of the class. So what did I call it back here in Unity? It's a, what is it? Oh, back in Canvas. Panel. Oh, I called it panel. That's not good. So let's call it, well, I can just call it dialog panel because I can reuse this. So I'm just going to call it dialog panel. I'm not using John's system. That a little bit too much for me to integrate at this one moment in time. So I called it dialog panel. So it's a little bit easier to find. Dialog panel. Yeah, can you do this? Yeah, you can actually, evidently, but I don't want to mess with that. I don't want to mess with that. So dialog panel, it's here in my canvas. I need to go to my goal point narrative. Right? Okay, and then I need to add a reference to that panel. So I think what we need to do, if I'm recalling correctly, I have to add the using Unity Engine .ui. Yes, that's what it is. Again, I will post the script. This is a fairly generic script that anybody can modify. So what I want is a panel. Nope, that's not what it's called. It is a, what is it called? It is called a canvas renderer image. What is the actual object type here? Oh yeah, the usual. How does this work again? Always got to remember how it works. Turn it on. It is, what is its type again? Let me go here, remind myself what the type is. Oh, it's a panel with a capital P. Okay, it's a panel with a capital P. But it's probably called maybe something else. I don't know. Panel. It's not popping. Bum, 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 bum. Nope, nothing popping. Again, one of my frustrations with Unity is that the names in the inspector are not necessarily the names in code. I'm gonna just say game object. I think that's game object. The panel. Yeah, the dialog panel. Okay. Oh, and I want to make it public, so I can just simply expressly add it. Game object. Public. Game object. Because everything is a game object. The dialog panel. On trigger enter. Oh, whoops, why is it not allowing me to put in my... No. No. Oops, I got my keyboard wrong. No, it's Portuguese International. What the hell? Game object, the dialog panel. Okay, my keyboard is messed up at the moment. It's always something, right? Where is my bloody... Oh, go away. Another stupid pop-up message. Portuguese International. No, Portuguese. Okay, yeah. Portuguese, please. Thank you. So that the keys on the keyboard are the same as what I type. Yeah, great. And it just decides to change its thing. Okay, the dialog panel, semicolon. Thank you. Now I'm going to assume that my dialog panel has been set. And so, and what we do here is we say set active. Again, a little bit bad Unity inconsistency. Set active is equal to true. So this should make it show. This should make it show. And then I'm going to put on in my on trigger exit, I'm going to hide it. On trigger exit. So when I get out of there, I'm going to hide it. But I'll probably hide it once everything is done. But okay, just so I can see it actually turning on, turning off, turning on, turning off. So again, a little bit of code at a time, and then test it. Do your little bit of code, and then test your code. So here we go. Bang. All I want to do is see that panel appear here. Bang. Oh, I need to set my panel, don't I? Yes, I do. Monk. Yes, must set panel. So get rid of this huge, ugly hierarchy. NPC point narrative. In my trigger quest dialog script, the dialog panel. I need to set it to the panel that I'm interested in. And in that would be, in this case, dialog panel. Great. Game object. All right, let's see. Let's see how I did. Let's see if I can get through this. Here we are. Oh, it's actually visible. Okay. Shouldn't be. So dialog panel. Yeah, uncheck it here. So it's invisible. Start again. Invisible dialog panel. Great.
When server 3 meeting.
Yeah. Go to the guide bot. Okay, guide bot goes. Guide bot leads me to. I know the box already, and there I am. Okay, so.
Hey, Kevin,
And here's the audio.
I have a mission for you.
Okay, now I move out, it goes away.
I need you to find me some items. Kevin, I need you to find me 4 chests.
Yeah, interesting, right?
One that is old.
Uh,
I have a mission for you.
It's triggering and
Can you do
re-triggering
this? One that is new. Kevin. Hey.
as I
Kevin,
enter and
I need
exit.
you to find me some items.
Okay, good. I learned something. So what I need to do in my dialogue, in my goal point narrative box, in my Fmod Studio event emitter, is actually create the stop event, right? Stop event is trigger exit. So it will stop when I exit. Okay, great. File save. And come to think of it, I should do the same thing here. Yeah, stop event, trigger exit. Right, because if I enter it, it's going to start. And then if I exit, it's still playing. But if I enter it again, it's going to start again. But the previous run didn't exit, so now I'm layering up all this audio. Enter, exit. Depending upon your gameplay, you might need to change a little bit the way that works. But okay, never mind. Let's go back and check to see that things are working well enough for now.
Wind shall be 3 meters again.
Great.
In thunder, lightning.
Rain. Then shall pass. Well, let me just get through this. Oh, cut off arms and legs. Next. Goes away. Good. Oh, cut off arms and legs. Yeah, so this actually re-triggered itself. So that's a little bit of a gameplay thing that you have to deal with. This is just the nature of code. All right, so I know where I'm going. I'm going to the box. I don't need the guide bot anymore. All right, it's popping, but it's not. So I need to work on my volume.
Kevin.
There it is.
Hey, Kevin. I have a mission for you. Can you do it?
Now I'm just testing my enter and exit.
Kevin. Hey, Kevin. I have a mission for you.
There's quite a bit of delay between these bits.
I need you to find me some.
So okay, let's jump back to Fmod and look at this and see, is there a way I don't remember if I can do it here. Split. Yes, I can. So I think I can do right-click split. Oops, no, that's not what I wanted. I just want to make this audio a little bit tighter. All right, you always record with a lot more airspace than you actually need. So I can right click, split, great, delete, and so now it's going to start quicker. You can do this in Reaper. That's where I usually prefer to make these kinds of edits. It's usually where I prefer to make these kinds of edits, but I'm just for brevity, you can do it here as well. So I can do this, and I can do this, and I can do this. So I'm taking out some of the air. File save. Mostly what I want to do is make sure that this starts right away. And this needs to go here, right? It's the intro. So I'm going to move my markers. I'm just moving my markers around. Intro. Let's just make sure I'm in the right place everywhere.
Can you do it?
Can you do it?
I need.
Okay, no. Yeah. Moving my markers around because I edited my file.
Can you do it?
A little bit of airspace there.
I need you to find me some items. I need you to find me 4 terms. One that is old.
Oops, that was goal 1. Hang on. So I gotta, yeah, because I edited my audio here, my markers actually are not where they should be. So let's fix that.
Can you do it? I need you to find me some items. I need you to find me 4 terms. One that is old. One that is new.
Oops, one that is new. And again, I do not really enjoy this way of zooming in and out because it requires a funny key. Oops. Zoom out. The mission. Okay, and this is indeed the job. Goal 1, goal 2, goal 3. Someplace in here is goal 4, and if I recall this is outro. Let's just jump in here and see what we got.
And one that is borrowed, and one that is blue. It is imperative that you bring me the charms by the time the NF star aligns with the Davos moon.
Okay. So this is my outro. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have edited it so aggressively. Let's go back. The beginning. Intro.
Kevin. Hey, Kevin. I have a mission for you. Can you do it?
Yes.
I need you to find me some items. I need you to find me 4 charms. One that is old. One that is new. And one that is borrowed, and one that is blue. It is imperative that you bring me the charms.
Let's give this a little bit of airspace. All right, so based on this file, what I'm seeing here is that
Kevin. Hey, Kevin.
that at a point you actually can
I
deny
have
the
a mission
quest.
for you. Can you do it?
Yes, no. There might be a question point in there, which means that these would be actually 2 different events potentially, or a parameter that stops the playback here or continues. All right, that's getting into more complex functionality, and we still got time, and I will help you with that. But let's just assume, for the sake of narrative, that the player says yes, and then we can continue from there. Your 2nd year students, so when we get to 3rd year, then we'll get even really much deeper into dialogue engines, believe me. So let's just say the player said yes, just to keep it simple, because what I'm trying to focus on here is actually triggering text in sync with these markers. Right? You're all cool with that? Okay, we're cool with that. Save and file. Build. Always build when you make a change. Okay, so I got my markers in. I edited my audio a little bit in Fmod, though I would probably do it in Reaper ahead of time. But okay, I can always do it in Fmod as well. So now let's check again. Let's run again. Let's test again. So here I am here. I got my lightning. I got this stuff. Cut off arms and legs. Yeah, next. My guide bot. Chase after my guide bot, but I know where I'm going at this point, so I can go over here. Whoops, oh, I fell through the world. Yeah, great. I need a collision volume. Oh yeah, test, and test again. If there's any way a player will mess up your stuff, they will find a way, for sure. So you gotta just make sure all your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted. Yeah, I'm coming. And I'm very bad at Twitch games.
Kevin.
Okay.
Hey, Kevin.
Started earlier, right? Because I edited it.
I have a mission for you. Can you do it?
Yeah, okay, great. This is all working. Excellent.
I need
Excellent. So I'm going to stop the video, and then we're going to do the final little bit, which is putting up the text in sync with where I place the markers. Oh my. Yeah, welcome to gameplay programming.